gonna start. Today I'm just gonna demo. Hi! I'm just gonna demo how I've kind of been going about doing clouds and kind of just show you a little bit of how I do it. I'm going to try to keep to these colors to keep it simple today. So there's titanium buff, there's titanium white, Portland gray light, Portland gray deep, and I'm kind of bringing this out because I don't have much of that left, I guess. Naples yellow light, and just for the sky I'm going to keep it real simple and I'm going to do Radiant Blue by Gamblin. So those are the colors I'm using today. Don't mind that or that. This is not my whole palette, as you can see. So there's a couple ways that you could go about this. So I'm gonna do the first kind of more loose way of doing it. Let's see if I can. Maybe I'll just stand and do this easier. If not, I'll sit. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that Portland gray deep, and this is just canvas scrap paper that I got from a printer. She just sent me like a bunch of scraps, which was really nice, and so I'm gonna use that. I think I'm just gonna keep it to one cloud today. One cloud, so we can go pretty easy. Again, this is Portland gray deep by Gamblin that I'm starting with. Don't worry, I'll show you a different way to start with this. I'm gonna do a little of the light, Portland gray light. My medium that I'm using, I am using oil paints, and my medium is Walnut Oil by M. Graham Studios. Pretty yucky in there, but that's what I use for my medium. With clouds, what I've been doing is I've been starting with the dark. I know clouds, we tend to want to start with that nice bright white because we see these bright clouds, and I'm going to start with the white, but really start with the dark. Just like when you do a landscape or anything else, we usually start with the darkest parts. Opposite when you're with watercolors, you kind of don't want to lose your light parts because it's watercolor. Well, with oil, we want to start with darks. And this is just a really fun stage. Had a phone call come in. So this is just a really fun, loose stage. Doesn't have to be that crazy. If you do mess up, or you want to take anything off, paper towels. I use them a lot. Use them too for blending to soften things up. I'll do it that way. Again, this is just two colors right now. This is just Portland gray deep and Portland gray light. You obviously don't need those exact colors. You can make these grays by yourself with some Ivy black and other things. You can make light grays and that kind of stuff. But this is kind of like makes it easy, super cheap. This is I do a lot of blending on the canvas. This is titanium buff. Just gives a lot of good mixtures in here. Just playing around. I'm not really gonna go for the light right now. Kind of just gonna keep I'll wait to do the light of the cloud once I kind of get that sky in. Another bit of Portland Gray Deep here. Get that shadow. Not done yet. You can also use palette knives with this. You could do it with palette knives. I'm just using a brush at the moment. You can do some blending with palette knife. Now I'm going to take that radiant blue. Use this brush. Right now I'm using very cheap bristle brushes. So I'll show you the difference and how you can get different things here. So I'm just taking some of that radiant blue and I'm kind of just gonna make the sky. Get that outline. Doesn't have to be perfect. Things can mix. It's okay. I like when these happen. I like when things I didn't really think about just kind of happen. Makes it easier as a painter, I think, to not really worry about it. Another way you can kind of shape the cloud, instead of doing the cloud first, you can do the sky color first and kind of map out a shape of the cloud that you want. Or you can do it this way. Either way, it's fine. So I'm keeping it simple, the colors here. Soften those edges too with the radiant blue here. Doesn't have to be a hard, clouds aren't usually hard edges. So now that's a pretty, you can see, it's a pretty dark cloud. So I want to add, I could also bring that radiant blue into the cloud as well. Can use that brush to mix in a little bit. See this. A bright light over here. So now I'm going to take the titanium white and I'm going to do some of those lighter parts of the clouds in here. Again, this is all going to blend in pretty much with this. Again, I'm using a bristle brush, so you're going to get different effects with different brushes. Or with a palette knife. I'll show you with a palette knife how I would kind of bring that in. This is the less blending happening. I can tend to be a lot looser with a palette knife than I am with a brush. A brush tends to make me tighten up a little bit, so I really have it. I'm screwing a light bulb there. Let's see if that helps. There we go. That was too bright before. See a little bit better now. So we're getting in the different values in the clouds, creating that density. I wouldn't say I'm a master at it by any sense of the imagination, but this is a good place to start. Not a lot of colors here. Of course, you could always add purples and pinks and have a lot of fun with this, but this is kind of just a basic cloud. Ah, I got yellow in there. See what happens? Scrape that out. Fingers are always good to soften the edges too. I'm gonna check to see if any of you had any questions before I keep going. Nope. You do a little bit. See, things start to blend. I like that blending happening on the page. Some people don't. Some people want to get that that color before they put it down. That's fine too. Totally up to you, what you're comfortable with. This is kind of just how I'm comfortable with things. So here, see, look at that yellow. I don't want that there. Oh well, it happened. I could soften this a little bit. Back in, soften it up. Maybe add some more. Keep those edges. You could have crisp edges, soft edges. There we go. Anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in, ask away. I can repeat things if you've just kind of showed up. Other thing is sometimes we have these little pieces of cloud. Too dark. Doesn't matter. It'll blend. And just keep. Paper towel is my friend. I like paper towels. Maybe I'll bring a little. Right now I'm mixing titanium white and titanium buff. It might sound counterproductive, but there. So I think that one is good enough for a demo right now. You can always make the sky darker, you can make the sky different colors to help the cloud pop. Sorry guys. See, there's texture, and that is with bristle brushes and a palette knife. So So now I will demonstrate the difference that you could get. Same colors. And this time I'm going to start with the sky. I'm not going to start with the cloud. I'm going to start with the sky color to kind of map out my cloud. Go from there. Now these are, oh, I don't know. They're synthetic. They're softer. They're not bristles. They're not super expensive. They're black. I can't read today. You know, just like nylon, super soft brushes. So this is kind of coming up with our cloud shape before. And this can be adjusted. Doesn't need to be. Kind of doing a really small one here. Why not? A little bit more medium. Let's add in some of that turquoise. Some radiant turquoise. It's a really bright color. It's fun for the demo. I don't know if I have, here we go. I have bigger. There, ah, see? What the heck? How did that have yellow on it? There you go. Oh well. Just have fun. Nothing's permanent with these little cloud paintings. And this is small. I could have made it bigger. I'm just trying to keep it in the frame here. And I can still make it bigger. This does not mean that I cannot go bigger with the cloud. Again, I'm not going to use that other brush. The other brush had yellow in it. What the heck? Gonna go in with that darker. This is Portland Gray Light. And I don't know if you could see these, with this brush, with these brushes, you get smoother brush strokes. It's not pushing the paint off of the canvas as much or pushing it around. It's kind of just a softer way to do things. Neither one is wrong. Do what makes you happy. I'm going to take a little bit of that mixture I made before. I'm not cleaning my brush. I'm not even changing my brushes all that much. I kind of like to use, unless I really need to change the colors up, I kind of like to use the same brush, especially for these things, because I just like the little happy, that just the little accidents that happen. I don't want to be too Bob Ross here. Take some of that titanium white. And you can see the difference maybe with this one. The blending, that's easier. This one isn't as blended as much. This one you can definitely get more blending to happen with these brushes. I used some of this Naples yellow that I told you I was going to use. and I didn't. I'm going to mix it with some titanium though first. These are not perfect. This is just kind of to show you different ways to do it really quickly. I'm still learning every time I paint clouds. Different ways to do it. Different ways I like to. There we go. And I'm using square or flat brushes. I'm not using round. I could if I wanted to, I guess. Gonna get a little different mood there. Again, a lot of blending happens on the canvas for me. Just the way I roll. Seems like I've got this going to the left today, guys. Amazing. Usually all my clouds go to the right because I'm right-handed. Back in that sky, kind of give it a better edge to these clouds. Still end up being kind of a tiny cloud compared to the other one. I can darken this up at the bottom, or I can even, I still like the palette knife. It's kind of my go-to tool to get more of a highlight in the cloud. Doing. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe this, but I get some paint on my palette knife and then I don't push all the way down. I kind of just, kind of like spreading icing, I guess. But that's, I really like doing that with clouds to get those kind of wispy cloud edges. How I like to do it. Okay, lost that connection. I'm going live again. Hopefully I saved that other one. But just wanted to finish this one up. I really like doing this with the edges of the clouds. The first part of this live will be be up in my feed in a little bit. Ugh. Still working with these softer brushes. Kind of just, and I'm gonna leave it there. So I did add some texture and thickness to this one. Again, if you're just like, what the heck just happened? And you're back, welcome back. If not, you're like, what are you doing? I just did some cloud demos, and the first live will be up in a few minutes, probably. I lost the connection. Probably because we have everybody home and everybody is using the internet. I just want to show you a little bit of a difference. So this is the one done with the synthetic nylon. I don't even know if they're nylon, whatever these things are. They're the synthetic ones. And they're just a little softer. Obviously this white area I added in with a palette knife because I'm a sucker for texture. It's just the way I am. And then this one I did with bristle brushes, very cheap bristle brushes, and also a palette knife again because I like texture. This one, however, I started with the darks of the clouds and then cut around after I kind of started the shape of the cloud with the sky. This one, I started with the sky to kind of shape out the cloud and then started in with the cloud. So kind of two different variations, two ways of attacking clouds in painting, in oil painting for you there. Not perfect, just little demos to show you. I don't really know which one I like better. They're both fun. And obviously your clouds can be a mixture of both brushes, both techniques, colors, all sorts of things. What else was I gonna say? I think that's it. So thank you for watching. If you started watching before, thank you for finishing watching. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM, an email, whatever you would like, comment. And I hope you learned something today. And I saved it, so I'm hoping I can post it on Instagram, IGTV later, so it can always be up there to watch. Thanks, Carolyn. Carolyn or Caroline? Ooh, that could go both ways, right? Thanks for watching. Hi, Julie. And that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much. Bye.